Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the October 23rd meeting of the Albany County Legislature Public Works Committee. I'm Paul Bergdorf, I'm the chairperson, and this is Vicki Blatsky, the vice chairperson. You want to introduce ourselves?
Joe Reinhardt, Bethlehem and New Scotland.
Miller Gillen.
Patty Lockhart, Colony.
Joe O'Brien, Loudonville, West Albany.
Well, thank you very much. We have a quorum. First matter of business is I'd like to approve the previous minutes. Have the members had an opportunity to review them? Mr. Miller has made the motion to accept them. Ms. Lockhart has seconded it. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None?
No.
The minutes are adopted. All right, number one, Mr. Belber, welcome to the Public Works Committee meeting.
Thank you, thank you.
Number one, authorizing an agreement with Turnkey Technologies Incorporated regarding Wi-Fi upgrades at the Albany County Civic Center.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Bob.
So this is a contract with Turnkey Technologies Incorporated. We've done a lot of work on this, and I say we more so. I want to point to Doug McLean as our Assistant General Manager, and also the General Manager of the Albany Capital Center. And this is a sole source provider, state certified vendor, and the install of the Wi-Fi has taken place at the Capital Center already. It's been operating up there now for about 18 months, I believe. And it's a state-of-the-art system that's done very well up there, and we've had a lot of high praise from users of the facility because of its robust capabilities. And they also ran fiber wire down the walkway and have connectivity to the facility, to the arena. And the purpose behind that, and I'm going to let Doug explain more of it, but is to have that backup. You know, the redundancy is really important for Wi-Fi, and instead of having to go out and purchase the redundancy ourselves, which would be a major amount of money, by having the two facilities connect and have connectivity, one can be a support and redundancy mechanism for the other, and vice versa. So if the Capital Center goes down, and they're both robust enough so that they can take care of any Wi-Fi needs at the Times Union Center, using the Capital Center. If the arena's Wi-Fi went down with the connectivity and the redundancy, the Capital Center's system would be able to completely take care of the arena and vice versa. And so it's a very in-depth system, and the points do cover all throughout the facility, the concourse level, the arena lower level, and right throughout the building. Now I'm going to let Doug explain more about it, but this is broken up into, it's been now 2 years that we've been working on this. And the 2019 capital plan has a small amount of money, $374,000 of this project is being covered by the 2019 capital plan. There's $452,000 that's currently sitting in an account from the 2018 capital plan that has not been spent yet. None of these dollars is expected to be spent until approximately January. So there's a timeline that Doug can explain it as well. But I'm going to let Doug explain more about this because he's been directly involved.
Sure, thank you. So as background, the Times Union Center currently does not have a Wi-Fi system for its patrons. We do not offer the general public any Wi-Fi in the facility as all. As events are evolving and technology involves interaction with patrons and their devices, their phones is a key component to the shows. The Arena football team is doing online apps, and actually the Arena is launching an app that will engage the users. So this Wi-Fi system is built to capitalize and be able to support if we had a call to action and we had download this app now for $2 hot dogs. It would support all those 17,000 users, the maximum amount of users in the facility. That's why the system is so large. There's the number of access points in the facility is robust, and part of the smart technology of the facility and the reason why there are so many access points is as a device reaches an access point, the system has the ability to direct the traffic. So while you may be closest to this access point, only 5 minutes away, or excuse me, 5 feet away, it has the ability to direct your device to where the open traffic is. So the device, the access point may be, the further away from you, but that's where the traffic is so that you don't lose your connectivity on your phone. And in regards to the redundancy, certainly the Times Union Center can hold far more people than the Albany Capitol Center, so we can take the bandwidth from the Capitol Center and share it with the Times Union Center. So when we have a NCAA championship and we have a packed house, we have the ability to send that bandwidth down the walkway through the fiber and even create an even more robust system. So that was the importance. And the sole source is with Turnkey. It's a Hewlett-Packard Aruba, which is top-of-the-line system, and with the controllers between the two facilities being able to talk to them.
And just one other thing, if you don't mind me adding. The majority of the events, the concert events, a lot of the concerts are now offering downloads of songs and music in real time. So fans can actually sit in their seats. If we had appropriate Wi-Fi, they can sit in their seats and actually download a brand new song that's just being launched for the first time by that artist and capture it on their phones. The Albany Empire Arena football team, you may have read some of this in the stories, depending on whether or not the state approves state gambling or sports gambling, and certainly I'm not saying that I'm in favor or not in favor, but if they did, there's a contract between the AFL and DraftKings. There's online sports gambling that the AFL believes is going to be a way that they want to go in the future. And this is to the point now where any and all fans that go to arena football games, if this bill gets passed and there's sports gambling, the AFL team that we have locally will be able to allow people, should they desire, to be able to bet on whether the next play is going to be a pass or a run play, whether the score is going to be one way or another by quarter or by the end of the game. All of these things are things that the team could potentially do. This is not the reason to put in a Wi-Fi system. I'm just saying this is one of the things that they are looking at. More so, it's the NCAA, it's the media that's coming into the building that have been complaining that they have very little capability with what we have now. Our system is archaic at best, and we get a lot of complaints about it. This new system will give us an edge over most other buildings to have Wi-Fi that's going to be state-of-the-art.
I think there are a lot of questions. Joe had indicated first, then Patty, then Paul.
Is it just in the, thank you, Chairman. Is it just in the arena and the parking area, or?
It's throughout the entire arena, and so that would be in the atrium as well as on the concourse, the lower level, mezzanine level, and then out to the garage as well.
Okay, on the street too, or not?
It won't go out to the actual sidewalk.
No, there's no exterior points.
Okay.
We're all start at the point of entrance.
Okay.
Patty?
Excuse me if I don't know a lot about Wi-Fis and stuff, but if the Times Union Center is full with activities going on, shows, whatever, and the Capitol is also going with everything full tilt,
Yep,
it can support all of that?
all of that.
Okay, not
Yeah.
just one or the other or
No.
part, okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Paul?
Do you have an estimated useful life in this? I know technology is changing so quickly lately that, it's a lot of bucks we're spending here, and we have to make sure it's going to last for a while.
I'm sorry, say that one more
Do
time.
you have an estimated useful life for this technology?
Oh, yeah, this is all state-of-the-art, up-to-date. We just went through this with the Capitol Center, and it's a minimum of 5 years is where we are prepared for right now, as far as preparing a capital plan on if you needed updates. There is no current technology that is better than what we're installing now. So it's hard to project the future if, in 2 years, somebody's going to come out with a better TV.
I think the question, though, that he's asking, and it's a very good question that you're asking, it's a big investment, so you want to make sure that it'll last a while.
Yeah.
But these points will last well beyond 5 years.
The access points themselves, those are 10, 15 years out. Those are fine. Any update or increase would be on components, the controllers and the switches, not the actual infrastructure. The bulk of this cost of this project is cable and access points. So that hardware is solid.
Mr. Reinhardt was first, and then Chris.
Two questions. First, did TTI compete for the contract for the Capitol Center?
Yes.
And second, on one of your documents here, you mentioned the tariffs and how they might go up 25% on January 1 of 2019. Has there been any thought to maybe prepaying for any of the equipment in 2018 to avoid that tariff charge? Is that something you could do?
So I'll answer this because I actually had a discussion with Robert Elgart, which is one of the principals in this company. And because it's a two-year quote, it's been 2 years now that they quoted on this, and they had said that as of November 1st, they couldn't guarantee the pricing beyond November 1st. And knowing that the next full legislative vote isn't going to be until, I think, the 12th of November, I reached back to him and I said, I'd really appreciate it if you would give us a grace period until the 15th of November, because we want to make sure that we can convey to the legislators that the prices that you quoted won't go up at all. And so he gave us back a written confirmation letter that stated if we can get a commitment letter to them by the 15th of November, they'll keep the prices frozen.
Including anything we purchase after January 1 of 2019?
Yes, so everything that we have in this is all that we'll need, and all of those items, number of items and price per item, is guaranteed to be at the prices that they quoted.
Okay, so that note in your October 16th letter is kind of moot. In other words, we won't have to deal with the tariffs.
That's
if
correct.
they go up in
Yeah,
January.
we went back to them, we didn't want to take that chance, we wanted to go back and get a solid written confirmation for you, so you didn't have to worry about that.
Good, I like saving 25%.
Me too.
Chris?
You said that it was going to be in the garage, the Wi-Fi and all that. Like, I have Wi-Fi where I am in the country, and I get up in the middle of the night and people are there, like, by my windows or using the Wi-Fi. Is that going to make me hang around that, like, minutes might be up? So they're going to be there in the middle of the night in the garage where they...
I tend to doubt it. I think when people are done with going to the events, they're wanting to get home as fast as they can. I don't think they're going to be hanging.
and just, somebody that's out of minutes could be like...
I mean, unless they're, not to pick on the fish fans, but if it was somebody that, if they were spending the night somewhere in the city maybe, but.
Well, I meant just local people that live across the street, be like, oh, I can go over here and use their minutes for free, and hang around the facility.
I suppose it could happen, but I just can't imagine it.
Vicki?
A couple questions, thank you, Mr. Chairman. What's the ongoing cost once this is installed?
So there's, go ahead, you can answer.
Yeah, there's an annual support agreement of, I believe it's $11,000. That's an annual support just for programming, should you need it. That's the only ongoing cost as far as this actual, the cost of the 1 gig of service is $3,000. That also supports the phone system too, so it's not specific to Wi-Fi, but that's an ongoing cost.
So even if the fish fans are there all night, we're still at the $3,000?
Yes, it doesn't increase by usage.
Correct,
There is no
yeah.
usage.
Or
So is that 11
apparently.
something that we draw down only if we need help, or is that an automatic?
You would have, as a service agreement, having this so that if you had trouble, you have that insurance that you have the technical support.
So that's sunk every year?
Yes, yeah.
Reoccurring, yeah.
I have a couple of what I think are sort of more low-tech but lowest common denominator questions. Am I hearing correctly that if you're there for any event, you will have access to the internet?
Correct.
So that means, and you're talking to a frustrated Yankee fan who tries to post something at Yankee Stadium on Facebook, and when you're driving home after the 9th inning, it finally goes through. And you're telling me that there's going to be enough bandwidth at the arena where someone will be able to utilize their social media.
That's correct.
That is phenomenal. That does not exist in most sports venues. And what do you have to do? You have to log in, you just put your email in and you you log in, you get an agreement that you have to say, I agree with?
Yeah, you can set up the control, so it can just be free where there is no sign-in, but obviously in the marketing business, we want to capture the users and be able to message them, so.
Okay. Well, messaging them is one thing. Is there going to be spam associated with this? Are you going to be selling lists of the users?
No.
No.
That's wonderful to hear as well. And I assume that the licensing fee, now, how many years do we get the licensing fee? What are we agreeing to?
The licensing fee for the controls is 3 years.
3 years. So I assume that licensing fee is all the iterations and the updates to the software.
Correct.
The hardware has a useful life of, we're estimating, 5 years, so the only other cost is software upgrade and support.
Correct.
And that's being covered for $11,000.
Yeah, but I think that the hardware is going to be much more than 5 years. It's probably going to be closer to
Whatever,
10.
you know. I understand.
Yeah.
Well, those are my questions, so I can do more than just buy a hot dog when I'm at the arena. I can actually post and communicate with the world.
And actually, one of the things that we are going to be doing, as Doug said, we're going to be launching an app. And on this new app, people will be able to actually order food from the seats and go to a fast track lane and not have to wait in line and be able to pick up their food. So this is just one of the things that we're going to be adding to. Probably by early December, this will be in play.
Wish they could do that in the bathrooms.
How did we survive before? How
I
did we
understand that
survive?
having the connectivity
My
will
biggest complaint
will be
is the
drawing
bathrooms are
business, you can see
downstairs.
types of activities you can do.
It was okay when I
What
was
are some
20.
of the ways that you might be recouping
wasn't built
the
this way.
expense of this? Either from the users or from the acts and shows that are using the arena?
Well, there are some ways that you can monetize, and we are planning on selling sponsorship and advertising opportunities, especially as it relates to messaging. While people are sitting in the seats, when we send out messaging for food and beverage items, whether it's a hot dog halfway through the night that they're unloading for $1 instead of $2 or whatever it may be. But all of those things can be advertising and sponsored. So there are some things that we are planning to do to monetize that. At this point, we don't have yet a complete pricing model. But I do think we'll be able to generate some revenue.
So, but you're not in a position to say, yeah, we'll earn back the $700,000 in the first 3 years, right? You're not.
I don't think it'll be quite that much.
Okay, not that many.
A lot of hot dogs.
But you can, there are so, for example, at the Capitol Center, the sponsorship was sold through the free Wi-Fi, so we have it's Capital Luxury Cars is the sponsor of their free Wi-Fi. They get some exposure on the website, and then when you log on to the free access, it says Capital Luxury Cars. So that's a sponsorship on Capital Luxury.
Good.
Any other questions for the members of the committee?
A motion to move it?
Make a motion to move, seconded by Mr. Miller. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Resolution is carried. Godspeed.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right, number 2, authorizing the acceptance of a train viewing station at the Voorheesville end of the Albany County Rail Trail.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen of the legislature. Yes, County Executive's Office would like to have permission to enter into a contract with Michael Strauss. He is an Eagle Scout, and he is planning on donating a train viewing station at the Voorheesville end of the rail trail.
So this is right by South Main?
Correct.
Where South Main goes up the track?
Any questions?
Nope.
Comments?
Anyone going to be selling ice cream at the,
The Eagle Scout is donating all this.
Very ambitious project.
now is this
And the
is this the same
material?
Eagle Scout or the same Eagle Scout group that has done a couple of the other things along?
I don't believe so. We've had several groups that have come to us for different donations. This is another one.
Different scout groups?
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, is he burying this all at his personal expense, or, you know, if he's got
Everything's
any
been donated.
sponsorship? Or he's got, okay, so I was saying, just in terms of construction materials, this is pretty significant.
It is, but everything's been donated. We've been working the village has been helping him out too.
Okay, I hate to ask a technical question.
Sure.
Has anybody looked at the plans from,
Building
Our
code?
Department of Public Works will be reviewing the plans to make sure they're up to code before anything is
Okay,
built.
good. I'll move it.
Smith? Second. Bill Reinhardt? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's nothing further before us. Entertain a motion for adjournment. Seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.